All right, pleased to be joined with American Legion Post 107 Commander John Carey. Tell me a little bit about your service.
Well, I was drafted in '65. The day I was drafted was the first time since World War II that all services were drafted. And I was a Bronx boy. There was 117 of us that day. It was the beginning of Vietnam. And we went down to Whitehall Street for our induction. And they had like a bingo machine. And they said the first 17 names are going to the Marines. And you could hear a pin drop, you know. Luckily, I didn't go to the Marines. But after that, it would have been the Navy, the Air Force, the Army. I ended up in the Army. And went overseas, served. I was in a base in Carousso, Thailand. We went in and out of Vietnam. We were the FedEx for Vietnam. We delivered everything from a bullet to a plane to Vietnam. And luckily for me, I came home early '67. And after that, it got real bad. But I was in early. I got out early.
So you certainly understand the plight of veterans, and I know you're very involved with the veteran community there and in Hoboken, where you've lived for 40 years. So tell me about the veterans community there. What are their needs, and who are you working with in Hoboken?
Well, the Hoboken Post is 102 years old. We've been serving this community for all those years. We work with all local veterans. You don't have to be a member of the American Legion. We service all their needs. We help the holidays. If they don't have money for Thanksgiving meals, we take care of that for them. And presently, we're building homeless apartments. We're the first American Legion in the country that has built apartments for homeless veterans. We built 6 of them. And we're now in the beginning of a construction project to build 18 more.
Tell me about the rebuilding there. I know that you're in phase 2. The building in the Veterans Center at Hoboken was destroyed in Sandy?
Correct. It was completely destroyed in Sandy, and we were trying to decide what options we had, and we learned there was some money available for homeless veterans. So we all voted on building a new post. We have a new post along with 6 apartments for homeless veterans. And right next to us is a parking lot that the city owns. And we designed the building that hopefully we could eventually take over the parking lot and build more apartments, which we were lucky enough to do. And all the paperwork with the city, we bought the parking lot for $1 from the city. And we're now starting our phase 2, which will build 18 more apartments, a nice hall that we can rent. We have no real income. Which will also service the building and our needs.
So tell me about the homeless problem there in Hoboken. I know that there are 550 or more homeless people in homeless veterans in New Jersey. What is the specific issue in Hoboken, and how has the pandemic impacted homelessness among veterans?
Well, it's impacted them quite a bit, to be honest with you. There are about 70 homeless veterans in Hudson County. In Hoboken alone, there are numerous. If you walk along the Hudson River here, you'll have a homeless person on every bench, I hate to say. But the problem with the pandemic is really they're out of the shelters because they can't crowd in the shelters. So they're really all over the place. And we're trying to take care of the veterans as much as we can. We bring them food, clothing. We have a veterans closet where we give them clothes. So it's just a problem, a real serious problem. It's not only veterans, though; it's for everybody. But needless to say, we have to take care of our veterans. The word homeless should never be used with the word veteran. There should never be a homeless veteran.
Yeah, and I'd imagine that when you look at that situation, it just has to be heartbreaking.
Oh, it is. It is. And some of these veterans have children. I mean, it's a horrible situation, you know. And you have to remember when we were drafted or we enlisted, you know, we all took physicals. We were all in a solid with good mind. We went into battle. We came home. Unfortunately, a lot of the illness is mental illness. It's not physical illness. And so we have to address this need. We have to take care of our veterans. And luckily for now, we are doing something about it.
So how will the Veterans Center of Hoboken help aid that situation? What do you anticipate that the rebuilding will do for the veteran community there?
Well, one thing we learned in our first phase in building the suit 6 units, we were working with a lot of homeless advocates. And we learned, believe it or not, that these homeless advocates take homeless people off the street and put them in empty apartments, in some cases without a mattress. They were appalled that we were furnishing our apartments. Our apartments are furnished from everything from a toothbrush to a microwave oven. And they're beautiful apartments, stunning apartments. Our building is right next to $1 million condominiums. And we really do a hell of a job, I must say, in building and servicing our veterans. And we had a veteran that was on the streets for 9 years. He cried when he saw his apartment and he couldn't believe it. He said, "I prayed to God I wouldn't be on the street another year." And so we're very proud of what we're doing. It's been a long haul, but we've done a great job. You're certainly welcome to come anytime, take a look. And we'll do the same thing in phase 2 with 18 more units.
I'd love to take a look myself, and just personally keep in touch with a lot of veterans I met at the VA in Northport, New York, and it seems that some of them who were there for medical issues, a lot of them I talk to have had compounding problems. I wonder, how do you solve those root causes? Is there something that you notice in your service here in Hoboken that you believe can get at those root causes of mental illness, as you describe, and the homelessness issue?
Well, I think the mental issue is the big problem. We have a hard time, or I shouldn't say a hard time. People ask us, how are you doing with the 6 new members? And they know we're here. We don't push them. We don't ask them. We make food for them some nights, but they slowly reveal their problems to you. You have to take it easy with them. And we offer them services. We run them out to East Orange, the Newark Center out there, and there's a big veterans campus at in Lyons, New Jersey. It's a beautiful campus where they can get counseling and things. It's hard to pressure them, really, but the good thing is they talk to veterans, and that's what we hear. Sometimes we just listen. These veterans will talk to veterans rather than talking to, say, you, maybe a non-veteran.
Yeah, I understand. And so when will this project phase 2 be completed?
Well, we hope to have construction start in June of this year, and we need about 18 months and $3.5 million, and it should be over. We've already raised $2 million. The community's been great, and we just started a fundraising effort. So it's about 1.5 years away, maybe 2 tops.
For our viewers and listeners who would like to donate, how can they?
They can donate by. That's very nice that you asked. They can send us checks to the Veterans Center of Hoboken, care of the American Legion, 107 NJ at AOL.com. They could go online and do it that way, or they can mail it to 308 2nd Street, Hoboken, New Jersey. That's American Legion, Post 107, 308 2nd Street, Hoboken, New Jersey, 07030.
And what is your URL? What is your website?
Our website is legion.org.
Legion.org, or you can email 107nj at AOL.com.
Correct.
Okay, legion.org. Commander Carey, what will this, to give people the scope of this, the magnitude of this project, what do you anticipate in terms of reducing homelessness in New Jersey? What will that do by having the second phase done?
Well, what it's going to do, reduce it. Well, our objective is to take homeless veterans off the street. As I said before, there should be never a homeless veteran. these men like myself, we served our country, and for whatever reason, they have a problem, a major problem right now. We have to service that problem. Uh, we're addressing veterans. We're not addressing the average guy. Uh, our mission is to take every veteran off the street. Like I said before, the word homeless should never be used with the word veteran.
And you have a variety of services. If someone were to visit, what would they see when they come to the Veterans Center of Hoboken?
Right now, it's not really. The center is going to be, as we expand in phase 2. We will have a counseling, an office there where we're going to work with the VA. They're going to have a counseling person there every day for counseling. Right now, we are basically a small apartment building. Our first floor is, we're in a flood area. We had to design it for flood resistance. So there's nothing on our first floor. Our second floor is our new American Legion post. The third, fourth, and fifth floor are the apartments. We have a 1-bedroom and a studio apartment on each floor. So there's 6 apartments. Basically, if you come, you're going to see a lovely new building. And we have designs for the second phase, which is what we call Veterans Center of Hoboken, which will be expanded to meet whatever their real needs are. Everything will be done in-house, hopefully, counseling.
For the average person who, walks by a homeless person, what do you tell? Some people work in Manhattan, they walk past homeless people every day. What's your message to those people?
Well, that's pretty hard to say. I'll tell you a quick story. Many years ago, I worked in New York, and I walked by a homeless person every day. And one morning I said, I'm going to bring him a donut and a coffee. And I gave him a donut and coffee, and he threw it at me, and that makes you very callous, it's it's a rough situation. I mean, a lot of these people have serious mental problems, and I don't know the answer. I really don't know the answer to this problem. All I know is we're working hard to address the veterans' problems.
Well, let me share the website information again, legion.org or legionnj@aol.com if you'd like to donate. Commander John Carey with the American Legion Post 107. Thanks for sharing your story, and good luck with the rebuilding. Your community needs it, and you're doing God's work.
Right. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.